In today's video, we're going to learn how to divide positive and negative fractions. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at dividing fractions. Now before we begin, I want to give you a rule that governs how we divide fractions. And this is pretty darn important. Now, obviously, there's a few things you're going to have to do. And here's the rule. So if you take any fraction, okay, any number a over any number b, divided by any number c over d, the first thing you're going to have to do is take the reciprocal of the second term. So what this is equal to is a over b times d over c. See what I did? I took the reciprocal of the second term. That means I flipped this fraction. And then what you're going to get is a times d over b times c. Okay, let's do a few examples together. All right, the first example we're going to look at is going to be 1/2 divided by 1/10. Okay, if you remember from our rule, the first thing I'm going to have to do is turn this into a multiplication problem and flip the second term. And now I can multiply this like I multiply fractions, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. And I'm going to get 10 over 2. And of course we know 2 goes into 10 5 times, and that's our simplified answer. It's that simple. Let's take a look at yet another example. This time we're going to look at some negative fractions. Negative 2/9 divided by a negative 1/8. Okay, same rule applies even though we have some negative fractions here. Now you've got to think back. Remember, a negative divided by a negative is always positive, just like a negative times a negative, always positive. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the reciprocal of the second term, change this into a multiplication problem, and then again we're going to multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So you're going to get negative 2 times 8, 9 times negative 1. So 2 times 8 is 16, 1 times 9 is 9, and we know that 9 goes into 16 one time with 7 left over. There we go. That's our answer. Very straightforward. And again, our answer is going to be positive because a negative divided by a negative is always positive. All right, let's look at a third example. We're running through these examples pretty quickly, but I think you guys understand what it is we're trying to do here. 1/5. Okay, again, taking the reciprocal of the second term and turning this into a multiplication problem. Okay? And again, a negative divided by a positive is going to be negative. So we know that our answer, okay, is going to be negative. And what do you get here? Well, you're going to get, let's take a little side note here. Remember, you can cross simplify. So we know that 5 goes into 1 and 5 goes into 20 4 times. Now again, if you're not comfortable doing this, you can always, multiply it out just like we did here. So what you're going to get here is a negative 7, because negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. And 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, negative 7/4. Now we can't leave it this way. We have to simplify. And we know that 4 goes into 7 one time with 3 left over. And there you go. Pretty straightforward. Okay? Now, I want to show you another example. I want to show you how this can be written a different way as well. But before I do that, let me show you a couple of more examples, okay, that you might see in your homework. So 10 divided by 1/2. Again, we know that 10 can be rewritten as 10 over 1, very simply. And then to turn this into a multiplication problem, we have to take the reciprocal of the second term. And that's going to give us 10 times 2 over 1, which is 20 over 1. And we know that 20 over 1 equals 20. Okay, pretty easy. It looks a little different, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay, and let's take a look at another example. Okay, this is something you're going to see. You might as well start getting used to it. When things are written this way, okay, -3/8 divided by, that's what this big line here is saying, a -3/4. Well, this might look a little scary and this might look a little intimidating, but guys, what this means is -3/8 divided by -3/4. Straightforward. And then we're going to go ahead and take the reciprocal of the second term and turn this into a multiplication problem. And remember, a negative times a negative is always going to be positive. So you're going to get 3 times 4, right, over 8 times -3. Now, whenever I see a -3 over a -3, I know that's 1. And again, we could have cross-simplified here, okay, which I'm going to go ahead and do. It's good to start getting in this practice, and we know those go into each other once. So what you're going to get here is 4 over 8, which is the same as 1/2. Okay, so don't get intimidated by these sorts of problems. Now you're probably asking, hey, we should do another one. All right, let's give you another one, a really hard one. 30 divided by 1/2. Yeah, it looks really, really ugly, but we know that what this means is this, and what this means is really this. Okay, I just put 30 over 1 again, and took the reciprocal of the second term and turned it into a multiplication problem. And then again, numerator times numerator over denominator times denominator, and 60 over 1 simplifies to 60. So I think you've seen all the different types of problems that you're likely to encounter in your homework. Good luck. Good luck with your homework. Don't forget to check Google Classroom for due dates. Till next time, thanks for watching.